Welcome back to part Nightmare of the Diablo II Paladin guide. So just gonna head into normal and just show you what Hammerdin is like in a terror zone if you wanted to do some extra leveling. So just we'll go through the gear as well. What we ended up with from Nightmare. And we got pretty lucky with this, being able to buy this from the vendor. Through the Blessed Hammer is what we're using, so that's pretty huge. And it's also got 10% faster cast rate. You pair that with the stealth, and then that gets us a few breakpoints, better casting frames, so that's pretty powerful. So we've got the stealth rune word, just a cap with a couple of chip topaz just to get those better chances at drops. Some more magic find on the amulet. We've got this rare thing we got while we were doing a little bit of power leveling. It's not too good, but should be able to upgrade that shortly. So in the start of Nightmare we can get the runes to upgrade that. Some terrible boots, magic find, but we'll hopefully find something better soon. Just nothing on this, it's just 7 cold res and 11 MF. So as you can see, we've got a little bit of magic find, and we should hopefully start seeing some better drops. We've got Saigons off Bale Run. It's actually a half decent belt. 20 to life and 20 to fire resistance is actually pretty good enough to get us through most of the game, if not all of the game. And just a little bit of double res and a little bit of life and mana. Just drop the sound a little bit. Okay. And just some more magic find and cold res. So we'll get our mercenary.
Afternoon.
Let's Rocky Waste and Stony Tombs. Hopefully got a waypoint. Oh, straight out of town. Okay, so do a little bit. What's the players count at? Let's just go players 5. That should be enough. So terror zone, the area is 37. You can see up the top. It's always going to be 2 levels above your level, and up to a certain point. I can't remember off the top of my head what the caps are, but it just helps you. It just helps getting monsters that are your level and a little bit higher. So you're basically always getting the optimal experience. So this has become the go-to source for getting experience, because not everyone can take on Bale pretty quickly. And this is on players 5 as well. So you can see we're just stomping this. I'll just level up 1 level and then we'll head off into Nightmare. I guess I should go over the skills as well. Basically everything has gone so far into Blessed Hammer, so 18 points into that. Just 1 point as a prerequisite, Holy Bolt, and then we've got everything else into concentration, so 16 points into that, and that's the aura that we're using because it increases our damage, and it also increases our mercenaries damage too. So mercenaries doing some decent damage with a pretty weak weapon. for the stats, I've got 60 points into strength just so I can use the equipment. Shouldn't really need too much more. I don't expect to be using much more than this, so 60 should get us through the rest of the game. I have put some points into dexterity just to increase our chance to block. I feel like that provides us some suitable survivability, and everything else I put into vitality. So that's a decent ring. Hold on to that one. The rest we can sell. Alrighty. Let's get into Nightmare. You can go into Nightmare anywhere from like level 30 onwards and you shouldn't have any problems. If you start going below that, it starts to get a little bit more tricky.
The order welcomes you.
I made a mistake and got too many healing potions. No good. Okay. We'll start off and do Den of Evil again, get another respec in case we need it later on, get that extra skill. At the moment, all of the skills are very helpful. Just because there's so many things we can put points into to increase our power. Let's get rid of that.
I will cleanse this wilderness.
I should probably drop the players count. We'll just go players 1 because we've got some farming I want to do. May as well just make the early part a little quicker.
I can't carry anymore.
So that crystal sword probably could be high enough level to roll for a spirit sword. So that's an option. I think I'd probably prefer to roll spirit shield first if I found a shield. Just because the weapon that I've got now is suitable for quite a while. So another thing you could have done is gone into Vigor. You have a little bit less damage, but you have a lot more overall movability and run speed to get through the game quicker.
Not enough mana. I am overburdened.
It's a little bit of a change in it's a bit of change of skill from Holy Fire in normal and go into this. To cast a hammer, you want to probably hold down the shift key, and that way you're not running around. And then, yeah, so get into position, hold the shift key, and then start chucking your hammers. Our mercenaries kept up, that's good. So we're still on the lookout for, you know, 2-socket, 3-socket, 4-socket shields, and depending on what we find, it's what we can make. There's pretty good options for all 3 of them. So what makes the Paladin, or the Hammerdin specifically, so good is that almost nothing in the game has resistances to magic damage, like magic being its own elemental type. So just because nobody resists it, you just deal full damage to pretty much everything.
My duty here.
There are a few things in hell that resist us, but we'll deal with that when we get there. I might spend I might get into Vigor. So it's still 3 levels, well 4 levels away. So the next level I'll put into hammers, and then the 3 after that I'll get into Vigor. I probably should have had at this point because we already do so much damage. So you're going to notice pretty much most of Nightmare is just running through just to the quest areas. If there's any boss packs on the way, if there's a big chunk of things around, we'll take it out, otherwise we'll just keep running. So this section should be quite a bit shorter than the normal part. Normal does take a little bit longer.
This holy place has been desecrated.
Well, while we're here.
My army will destroy.
Sisters, there was no other way.
So that was the, if you ever played Diablo 1 and you played with the rogue, that was you dead now, because that's who was a playable rogue in Diablo 1. If you played the sorcerer, then when you take out the summoner, that's the playable character. And if you take out Diablo, well, that's the warrior. So all three heroes from Diablo 1, unfortunately, don't make it through Diablo 2. You're looking for 4-socket polearms, 4-socket swords. There's another crystal sword.
I am overburdened.
Alright, so let's just do a quick check. I'm gonna Google so Stonyfield area level nightmare. So the Stonyfield in nightmare is level 37, and so that just dropped off a regular thing, or it could have dropped off these dudes, the Fallen. If they dropped off a minion, then those minions will be a higher level compared to the area level. So now I'm just checking 4-socket levels. So items drop between item level 26 and 40 is guaranteed 4 sockets. If you take it to Larzik. Larzik always gives you the most amount of sockets on an item. So this should be 37. If it just dropped off a regular monster, if it just dropped off one of the minions, it'll be higher. So there'll be 2 levels higher, so 37 zone. So this should be like an item level 37 to 39. So that falls in the category of making a 4-socket Runewood. Well, 4 sockets. So there's 2 things you can try. You can try your luck and put it in the Roger Cube, and yeah, try gamble and see if you get 4 sockets out of it, or you can take it to Larzik for a guaranteed 4 sockets. So if we go back to Act 1, I'm not sure if the item's despawned or not. If it's still on the ground, oh yeah, crystal sword. That's 2. I might just grab the 2 of them.
I can't.
And might just give them both a whirl in the cube, see how we go. So, and the Bloodmaw area level, I think, is also 37. Oh, 36. So that falls in line to be 4 sockets as well. The problem with crystal swords is they can be 5 and 6 sockets as well, so you don't want to get too high. And the recipe to cube a weapon is a rail rune, rune, perfect amethyst. So yeah, we'll be hunting a few runes and perfect amethysts. Yeah, we're nowhere near an amethyst. We've got a ruby. Let's just put these in here. So we've got 2 bases. If we end up finding the materials, we can try cube them up later. If not, there's no harm. I'll hold in onto them. You know, we could get lucky and just find a 4-socket base just straight off the bat. I'm just looking for the waypoint here. I guess I don't really need it. I could just move on and just run back from the Gold Plains. Still getting pretty decent experience. Well, this is a 37 area and I'm 36, so I'm pretty much at the right level to be here. So that's why the experience I'm getting is pretty decent. That's a bit better.
I am overburdened.
Let's check these boots. We've got nothing. Chas is a good place to shop at the moment. In Nightmare she starts providing some good items. Alright, 3-socket. Just really after that 4 sockets. You can use a 3-socket, but it's just not going to be strong enough. The base is just a standard base. It's not exceptional. And the rune wood to make in 3 sockets at this point in the game are just not strong. Another option as well, you can be on the lookout for a 4-socket bow, since they've given insight to be able to be made into bows. The Act 1 mercenary is viable. You can just see how much I'm chewing through mana potions, so insight just becomes just a good quality of life improvement. So that shield could also be used to cube up. To 4 sockets. So the Paladin really has like so many uses for the laser quest. And if you're fine running through the game and guaranteeing that base gets the sockets you need, then go ahead and do that. Otherwise, just farm the materials to try your luck in the cube. It's up to you if you want to save Deckard Cain. It's an optional quest. The rogues will save him if you don't, but you don't get your free identifying. It's here, so I might as well do it. Yeah, as you can see, the one pain about playing Hammerdin is I threw all of those things and not one hit him. So you really got to sort out that your positioning. So here we're going to look for a waypoint, because we're going to want to farm the temple, the tower again. Alright, we got the waypoint, cool. Alright, let's just save Cain. Alright, so now we've got 20 points into Hammer. And that's not too bad, our main skill is already maxed out. Everything else is just to boost up that main skill. So with the itemization in this game, it is so intricate and complex. It's just almost impossible to memorize everything. So just being able to know where to search for some key things can really help you just be able to like just get through the game with elite class pretty much, and even random builds, because this build we're doing is pretty much like the meta build, the top build that you can get through the game with, but you can get through the game with builds that are not supposed to.
I can't carry anymore. How's it, Rick? Good morning.
In Nightmare you get a rare ring, and it's absolutely terrible, so just get rid of it. Yours might be good, so congratulations if you got a good one. We don't need that anymore. I don't think we need that. We don't need that. We're not physical anymore. Don't need that. We'll just hang on to the life ones and resistance ones. Give us some more space. So, one of the main skills you use will be Holy Shield, but unless you've got plus the skills, going all the way into it, putting 1 point into it won't really do anything. So if you're looking for some items, like at the moment our boots are just 15 MF. Right, nothing now, just leave town. Come back. This time she'll have some amazing boots for me to buy. Okay, never mind. To leave town. So this time she'll have some amazing boots for me to buy. Nope. Oh, she's got a decent belt. Problem is it's only got even this. Look, it's got 24% fast hit recovery and 26 fire res. That's pretty decent stats. Problem is the base is poor because it's only got the 8 belt slots. Well, you got your 4 standard and it's got 4 more, so I don't know if you want to call that 8 or plus 4. So yeah, that's just a good choice to do that, and she actually does sell exceptional items as well, so she could sell a belt with very low requirements at all the belt slots. Okay. Okay, I normally don't bother picking up blue shields, but because we've got not really anything at the moment, it's worthwhile checking. And we've got Paladin we can check. So it's got some decent damage just because it's exceptional. But the mods on it are pretty terrible. I'll just leave what my mercenary has at the moment. there's a tower, okay.
The Sisterhood welcomes you.
There's nowhere to stand. It's, your hammers are just going to hit the walls. Makes it tricky in here. The maps are bigger in Nightmare, so it'll take a little bit longer to get your runs in. So that's a pretty long run. So we want a shale rune to drop. This should be good experience in here. These are all going to give bonus experience.
I can't carry anymore.
So Nightmare's got a penalty to your resistances. That's why you can see my lightning resistance is negative. So all the resistances you built in normal are basically needed to carry you through to get to Nightmare. And that's why we're doing this farming at the moment, because we just need to get that little bit extra just to make it a little easier for us. We're taking so much damage at the moment. Any little bit of elemental damage is just really hurting. Shell rune and runes is what we're after. That's pretty decent first time. Same thing, just keep coming. We've got a soul rune and an M rune, so we can already make spirit. All we just need is the base.
Good to see you.
34 life is pretty good. You're not going to be able to purchase socketed items anymore. They start fizzling out in Act 3 normal. So after that you can only, if you need socketed items, they're only going to be mechanics or artisans. Let's make some money, clear some space. So, just again, I'm gonna buy a weapon that's cheap, like this. I don't know if that'll work because it's already socketed, but we can give it a go. It worked. So we bought it for 600, and now we sell it for 30,000. It's 1,000. That's not gonna sell for anything, so we'll just retry that. 2 to enchant, that might be alright. Yep. Let's leave town and come back. Try that again. Actually, it is also a bit handy to hold on to a few of your chip gems because you can cube up. So I might just keep like one of each. Skulls are no good, so at the moment, so we can just get rid of them. Probably should have kept that topaz, but so got that. Diamond. Okay, so we've got everything but a topaz. Firewall, that should be fine. Static field. No good. Just check. Okay, I'm not gonna cube 3 shell runes for a dull rune, so I'll just get rid of chip ruby. Oh, okay, well that's useless. Oh well, sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. can also cube these up. Instead of having a third of your life, you get full heal and mana. Alright, let's go for run number 2. I think at the moment a shell rune would be the best. So you notice that, just don't want to deal with this. So you notice that this curse amplify damage in Nightmare just sticks on you a lot longer because it's a higher level. Just go back to town, get yourself healed up, and then to clear it, especially against those archers. Those archers would just eat through you if you've got amp damage on you. That was a handy time to level up. I think I might take it. I'll take the hit of cold res for 5 more MF, a little bit of dex, and the chance to cast Frost Nova is actually pretty good. So I'm happy with that. It'd be nice if it had some resistances on it, but that's otherwise it's a good item. Yep. So all of these are considered champions. Just fantastic experience from all of them. At this point, the Frost Nova isn't actually doing any damage. You just want it for the chilling effect it has. As you can see how they all slow down. It's made a big difference in survivability.
Good day.
The Order welcomes you.
So fire enchanted. I think it still might have the bug in the game where they just deal too much damage, and then so they're doing a lot more damage that they're supposed to be doing. So it becomes really problematic when they've got double. They've got like fire and lightning enchanted, and then you're just getting smacked extremely hard. Only 2 tower runes the last run, it's pretty pathetic. We got the experience shrine, it was a boss pack, perfect time to stop and get some experience. If you start seeing a fanaticism aura, it's probably a good idea to just be cautious. Cursed extra strong. What a combo. I didn't want to deal with them in that corner because I couldn't hit them with the hammers. And I didn't even know what they were. And if I knew that they were cursed extra strong, I just would have just continued running. But we survived.
Good day.
So one thing that will catch you out playing the Paladin is your aura. If you don't have concentration aura on, yeah, you're just not going to do any damage. And you're just going to be like, what's going on? And then you realize, oh, I didn't have my aura activated. So it's just, it'll happen to you many times. That's just something to be aware of. So, because that's a superior partisan, we can't cube it up to get weapons, get the slots on it. So, but I could take it to Lazak and he'll put the maximum slots in it, which I believe will be 4 at this point in the game. I'm not sure if Partisan can get more than 4 slots anyway. But yeah, it's a bit of a waste. One rune again. Hopefully, at least the charm was worthwhile.
Yes?
It's all tower runes, 12 life. I'll live with that. So I hit them with that Frost Nova and they just didn't do anything after that. So there could only be 2 rings, Cathans and Angelics, and I don't really care for either of them. Angelics has some use, because if you find the Angelics amulet, it's got a big boost to attack rating and when you've got the ring and amulet equipped. If you've got 3 pieces equipped, it also has good magic find on it. But it's not often you find the ring and amulet in a run. It's actually quite uncommon. You'll either find the ring or the amulet. But if you are playing a slower class like a barbarian or something, and you have to do boss farming to get some gear, you might end up with a couple pieces of Angelics. It gets to a point where you just don't even pick up the green rings because you just know what they are. Looking for a couple soul runes as well. It'd be nice to be able to make a lore helm. So it'd be a big boost in damage and resistance. Alright, we've got the shale rune. That's something at least. I'll just double check. I'm certain it's shale F. Yep. So we've got this 9 resist all on it already. It's the best we found, so 20 faster block. And rhyme. 40 faster block, 20 increased chance of blocking. Mana regen or resist 34 because it's got that +9 on it already. Plus the 25 that comes with the Runewood. And cannot be frozen. That cannot be frozen doesn't affect us as spellcasters, but it just provides us a little bit more mobility and 25% magic find. So just a fantastic fantastic shield to use. 34 resist all, so now we're positive. And that now our block chance is also at 50%, so it's given us a big boost in survivability. I think I might just continue with some vitality. 50% is actually pretty decent without Holy Shield.
What can I do for you?
So this is an exceptional item, Demonite Sash. So this will have all 16 slots available to you. So it's got +12 to belt size, and it's only got a strength requirement of 20. So a lot of the time people are pumping in all these points into strength where they just really don't need to, because if you're patient enough you can just shop a belt that has all the belt slots you need for just 20 strength. And most of the time that's the only reason you're pumping your strength. I believe socketing a shield is a perfect ruby, so we're on the hunt for some rubies as well, rubies and amethysts. If you are planning on using your Laza quest on a sword to get that spirit sword, the secret cow level is a great place to do that, because in normal it will guarantee a 4 socket from Larzik. So a lot of people do go hunt in the cow level to find a sword base so they can make their spirit sword. I try normally I just try my luck and hope that I come across one during the game. And the way it works is you either get 5 bases or you get none. That's another Saigon's belt, don't need a second, so... Still feel like we're getting a decent amount of drops, even though it's on players 1. Not 7 cobras. Perfect. Cool. Doing actually pretty decent on resistances except for lightning, and that will get boosted with the law helm. So if we get that soul rune, then we can just continue on. So that will give us all of our resistances around the 40 mark. And just again, just the power of that Frost Nova proc, even though it's 5%, they just hit you so many times, it's just gonna proc. Just Tau runes, Tau. So you can cube up, but it's just gonna take forever.
Yes.
I kept that 2-socket base because you can make strength with it. So if I have an abundance of Aeon runes, then I can make strength, which is just AM tier rune, and so it's really simple to make. And it has crushing blow on it, and crushing blow is just really powerful because it does a percentage of the health. So it just knocks off like 25% of the health if the crushing blow chance happens. And it's also, because it's got the Amrune as part of it, it's also got some life leech. So it's a viable option for a rune wood for your mercenary. Unfortunately, it's not an exceptional base, so the damage isn't really going to hold up too well. It'll do okay for the first 3 acts, and then it'll start to drop off.
I am overburdened.
See, that charm on a barbarian or something is fantastic. I'm actually doing a bear challenge run where I'm playing just as a maul bear, and that charm would be absolutely perfect on that, because it's just that whole bear build is based off increased physical damage by percentage. So that +5 will end up being like +25 to max damage minimum. So again, because it's superior, we can't put that in the cube and try our luck for 4 sockets. I can give it to Larzik for guaranteed 4 sockets. Because he does socket superior items, but superior items just cost a lot to repair, and it's only got +9 to resist all, which is just not worthwhile as another crystal sword. That you can take to Larzik for 4 sockets. Jesus. Actually, what level are we on? We're on level 3. So level 3 is 40. And because we found it out of one of these crypt things, the item level of this will be 40, which will be the cutoff for 4 sockets. If this was to drop off any of the minions or champions or something like that on this floor, then it could have 5 sockets on it. So just be careful before you get all the materials you need to cube it, that it's the right item level. It would be just nice if Blizzard puts in an update where you can just see item levels. I know it's definitely available because there's a mod called Pluggy, which a lot of people played before Resurrected came out, and it will show the item level of the item, and that just helps you know, okay, is this going to be something worthwhile cubing or not. So this helm has 30 faster run walk, 38 to life. Everything else doesn't really affect us too much. The mana stolen per hit, that's only for physical attacks. We're not doing physical attacks anymore, so that's useless. The attack rating, no good for us. Again, better. This is more suited to a physical character, but it's just better than what we had with that magic find. 30% faster on walk. We don't have any from boots, so we'll keep that until we find that soul rune. And we'll just check this partisan, see if it's got decent 1-2 cold damage. How much damage? Okay, that's double in damage. Let's keep it then. As you can see, double in damage just because it's a it's an exceptional. Okay. I'll put chapters in this video so you can skip along so you don't have to watch me farm all of these runes. But if you don't mind the background noise, then that's fine too.
Good day.
I just can't believe I haven't found anything with faster run walk. Normally I find like a set boots or something that's got 20% or 40%, or I can buy something from a shop with 10 or 20%. Just nothing. A little bit of a speedy boy now. Just run through. Just stopping to kill the boss packs. So I had the wrong shield on, so that's why we got frozen there. So another alternative to doing this farming is to go to just terror zones in Nightmare, in normal, and just pump up the player count to players 8. The area should be high enough level to give you some good runes. And as you can see, I was trying to cast everything with the vigor on. You can see my damage wasn't doing anything. So yeah, you can actually get runes pretty quickly as well, because it's all depends on your kill speed. Just ETH rune is just so low, and only one rune. I'll give it a few more runs, and if I just don't get any luck, I'll just move on. At least I got a poison resist charm. Doing alright with their charms. I'm pleased with that at least. Suited javelin and spear skills. If I was playing a javelin Amazon, it's 100% what I'd be getting. That's a huge boost in damage. I wonder if 40 is the level that they start showing up. The other day, I was doing a 100% run, so every single quest, and so I was doing Neolithak in his temple, and please be a 4-socket. 2-socket, damn it. So a broadsword is one of the swords that you're on the hunt for. So yeah, I did Neolithak, and he dropped a Grand Charm in normal. And because I was speedrunning, well, some would call it speedrunning, and others would call it slow running. He dropped the Grand Charm. I identified it, and it had +1 to assassin skill. I think it was martial arts skills. I was level 21, and the level requirement to use a +1 to skill Grand Charm is 42. So I must have hit the jackpot with that roll in normal. I didn't even know normal could drop skill charms. I was like the biggest shock. I don't think anybody actually farms Neolithak on normal, so I don't think it's probably come up that often. But I do have an offline martial arts assassin, so I'll happily move that item across. I think skill charms +1 to skill drop from like Act 3 onwards. So if I get a Grand Charm right now, it's not going to roll. Another Ithrin, what the hell's going on? So if I get another Grand Charm now, it's not going to give me +1 to skills. So yeah, Act 3 onwards. So it's just crazy that I found one in Act 5 normal.
Stay a while and listen.
The order welcomes you.
That video is just ready to go, just pending review by the speedrun team. No one else has actually bothered to run a barbarian 100%. So if it's a suitable run, then it's technically world record, because nobody else had bothered.
Greetings.
Due to passive and magic. Demon-Eyed Sash, so another full slot sash. If you don't want to go all the way up to 60 strength, that's your place to get a belt. So pretty much like one of the end game weapons for the Paladin is a Heart of the Oak. It just has +3 to skills, faster cast rate, resist all. It's a really powerful weapon. And a flail is pretty much the best base for it. Well, because I don't, yeah, you can't, I'm pretty sure you can't create an interceptor. Well, I'll take 15% bonus, that's fine. So the level 4 chance to cast, the level 4 Nova on chance to on struck is not going to do much damage now. And it's got 10 poison resist, but sacrificing some magic find, so I'll keep my my blue ones. So one of the skills of this game is being able to correctly judge what items are better than the other, and it's not all subjective, like, well, it's not all set, you know, it is like based on what you're doing at that point. It depends on all your gear overall, so you can't just take one item and look at it in a silo. Or you can, but you basically want to consider your other items as well.
I am overburdened.
And maybe just this can be the last run, I guess, on level 40. No luck on that soul rune. We can probably try and hope that one drops later. Can probably also bump up the players count. Try just find one off a monster drop. Because her just dropping ith runes is just pretty pointless. Yeah, let's continue on. That's a bit of a shame. Once the soul rune drops, I'll show you exactly what I was intending on making. Oh, got to increase 1%. So this is fortuitous, and this is of fortune. So these are actually different. So you can probably get a fortuitous amulet of fortune. So both of these suffix and prefix can be added on the same item, and I actually have found one which had the perfect roll on it, and it ends up just giving you 50 MF when it's a perfect roll. And there's pretty much no other item in the game that will give you 50 MF, apart from, you know, like Enigma or something like that, or like a set bonus, and definitely not off a blue item. 30 cold res is okay, I'll hang on to it, but I'll probably forget to use it when I need it. At least we got an Hammerdin out of that one. We did get... Okay, we did get a perfect ruby.
What can I do for you?
So, and we did get an Hammerdin. So... yeah, let's just go for it. Oh. I'm just 100% guessing right now. I need to do the old Google. Oh, what a guess. Okay, well, and one socket. That's a shame. I can't believe I guessed that. Guess I've done that a few times then. So yeah, perfect ruby, a tar rune, an Rune, a standard white shield, and it can roll a socket on it, and the socket's amount that it can roll will depend on the item level. So rubies and amethysts are very useful. If you're playing a physical character, you could use that ruby and make some blood gloves or something. Give yourself some crushing blow. I feel like Andariel has pretty high chance of dropping a soul rune, so who knows, maybe we'll get lucky and she drops us one. For yourself, just keep farming. If it's your first time, just you really want that. That's boost in damage, boost in survivability. We'll max out concentration and then get some points into vigor, I guess. I was just checking if that was a 4-socket bow, but I probably still wouldn't have used it because it would have been horrendous damage. For an insight. But the thing is, I'm still missing a soul rune, so I just probably wouldn't use it for that reason.
This is no place for a warrior to die.
nice and quick. Just take out the champions, take out large packs of groups, take out boss, and then just move on. You could also put a point into charge over here. And you can use charge to get around pretty quick. It is a little bit buggy of a skill. But I feel like we're running fast enough at the moment. I feel like those Fallen sound exactly like the dudes from Halo. And Diablo 2's been around longer than Halo, I'm pretty sure. As you can see, I was trying to kill them with Configure Aura on, not doing any damage. My damage 336. I change Aura 840. So there's a big difference. Secret room and a no soul rune. I thought I'd just give you the scenic route in there. So that's either one of two crowns, Millebreaker's diadem, or can't remember. So Millebreaker's is no use, and the other one just has some resistances on it. Millebreaker's life and mana, so that's the Paladin set. I think if you get all the pieces or something, it has some use for the magic find on it, but other than that, it's a pretty weak set.
Carry
Mercenary is actually doing some decent stuff. I feel like that chest piece is just pretty underrated. Like I know it's only a normal item and it's not exceptional or elite, but it's still 10% damage reduction is just powerful. You know, if it was gonna get hit for 400, boom, that's 40 off. Like that's a significant amount of less damage he's taking. So this time I had the correct shield on, but you notice I still got chilled, and that's just because there's nothing in the game that prevents holy freeze. Ooh, 35 fire is. I'm gonna keep those. So even if you have cannot be frozen and they've got holy freeze, you're still getting chilled. Not a good enough upgrade.
I can't carry anymore.
You're really looking for some solid resistances, like 30 plus. Alright, now we want a 4-socket crystal sword. Perfect. Now we are going to lose a little bit of damage. I'm just going to Google, I'm pretty sure it's Tal, Thal, or Dam. Yep, Tal, Thal, or Dam. But it's going to have up to 35% faster cast rate. And it's also going to have like a huge amount of mana, I think like 100 something mana. So that's just going to double our mana. So we'll take a little bit of damage to our... We'll take a little bit of reduction to our damage, but we will get a significant boost in our mana. So, Tal, Thal, Ort, and I know I have a second am. Here we go. 33% faster cast rate. So that's 2% off a perfect roll for the faster cast rate. 99 mana is low on the mana roll. I think it can go up to like 120 or 117 or something like that. 8 magic absorb I think is probably up there with being one of the higher rolls. So the main thing I was after the mana, and it rolled poorly on the mana bit. So we'll take that. We can get rid of the other one.
Greetings.
So 179 mana, just a huge bump. So but we can pretty much cast twice as many hammers now. And let's check. We got 58% faster cast rate. I think it might be time to put in. It might be time to swap a ring around. Because I think the next one is like 63 or something. Paladin faster cast rate. Oh no, 75. So it goes 48 and then the next jump is 75. So we need 2. We can get it. It is a pretty big hit to resist though. Where do we have 9 energy? I'm not sure. I think I just always prefer to have magic finds. I'll just get rid of that. Frost Nova and Struck. Still just a magic find I prefer. It's a faster cast rate. We need a second one though. 10 faster cast. So okay, we'll lose a little bit of magic find for a lot more faster cast rate. I'll try it out and then see what the difference is. Let's give you a demo. So with our old weapon, we were so this is the speed we have at the moment with our old weapon. With our new weapon, so you can already see that's a lot faster, and then we can even go faster again. Yeah, look at this. It kind of feels like it's twice as fast. I might... It's about a 20% hit to magic find. Yeah, I think I might just stay with this breakpoint. 78% faster cast rate. If you're playing along, I highly doubt you will hit this breakpoint unless you got lucky with the 4-socket shield, and then the spirit sword plus the spirit shield plus the stealth, and then you'll hit that breakpoint. But that's the reason why we held on to these 10% faster cast rates at the start of the game. Not only is it more damage, it's also more survivability, just because you just kill so much faster, and by killing faster you are in harm's way for less time. We want to get the waypoint, so we'll come back here later. So if we got unlucky and that and our spirit sword rolled the lowest of 25% faster cast rate, then that would have been a bit of a pain, but because it rolled just high enough that we make that breakpoint, it makes it worthwhile. And on a spirit shield, you will pretty much, once you get towards the end game and you're like refining your gear, you're just gonna keep restarting or just keep trying to get 35%. just keep re-rolling. So you just put a Hell Rune, a Scroll of Town Portal in your Horizon Tube, and that removes sockets.
My work here is finished. Impossible.
I feel like Endariel is the only one that has the worst quest drop, and then for her non-quest drop she drops better.
What you need?
Well, I guess we can try our luck at trying to cube this up to 4 sockets, because we no longer need to cube up for a sword. And that's the reason why I don't typically like to use my Larza quest. I normally luck into finding a spirit base. But typically I don't find this many crystal swords.
Finally.
Yeah, another option is a longsword. A longsword has a dexterity requirement, but because we put some in for better block rate, that should be no problems to use. And if the item is ethereal, that doesn't matter either, because you don't actually use it to attack, so it won't take durability loss. So a non-ethereal or ethereal item are completely fine to use. Alright. So that's Act 1 done.
I can't.
Let's go to Act 2.
Greetings. Now that
We're not doing any more farming, so it's just pretty much blitz through, running through everything and straight to the quest points. You do that strategic farming just to get the levels. Finally, 10% faster run walk. A bit late now. Just prefer 30 magic find because of the helm. It's 842 with this weapon, and the other one's 840. So, not the... Mate, how does that work? 840. Oh, because it increases the power of concentration, so we actually didn't even get a damage drop, because our concentration aura is higher now. That made up for the +3 on the other weapon. So there you go, spirit is better than a +3.
Good day.
And also, because we got the spirit, you can go down into Holy Shield, so that will have at least 3 points if you put 1 point into it. And if you had the Spirit Shield or the Law Helm, then that's when it starts actually being viable. Because a level 1, it's only got a 30-second duration, and that's just not long enough. So we are in Act 2 Nightmare, and this is the point where you upgrade your mercenary. you have two options, pretty much. Holy Freeze, and that will just chill everything and provide you a good balance of sustain, like or defense. And you've got the other one is the Might Aura. Now the Might Aura, okay, I think that's an upgrade for him. Yeah, 29, definitely.
I'll put that to good use.
Yeah, 14 life plus 17 cold and 26 fire compared to 29 lightning res. So just a decent upgrade. 25 life, it's fine, I guess. So the Might Aura, it compounds with your concentration aura for your mercenary alone. Here's my life went up a lot. Oh, it has plus 22 to vitality as well. So the Spirit Sword also gave us, what's that, 70 life. That's a decent bump. And that Spirit Sword is not going to get upgraded for the rest of the game. We're just not going to end up finding a Heart of the Oak. So this is our weapon, this is what we're killing Hellbell with. This is what we're farming Chaos Sanctuary with. So yeah, that Might Aura plus your Concentration Aura is going to give your mercenary like 400% plus 2 damage. So you get something with a strong base damage. It's going to do quite a bit. So you need to weigh up, did you want more physical damage, or did you want that little bit more survivability with that Holy Freeze? The Holy Freeze has a little bit of a delay before it chills everything. So they'll still get the jump on you before they get chilled. It's not the most foolproof defensive strategy. So for quite a while I've been preferring the Might Aura, and it will come in more handy for Hell when you come up against magic immunes. So first quest done. So there's a broadsword right here. Maximum a broadsword can ever roll is 4 sockets. So anywhere pretty much from Nightwear onwards will be guaranteed 4 sockets as a maximum. So that's a good choice for doing the cube 4 socket or Lazak.
Good day.
How may I help you?
Alright, got another flawless, that's good. If you find another shield base, we can try our luck again. looking for boots with like 20% faster run walk and resistance. The annoying thing is you can't find magic find and run walk on a blue item, so it's either one or the other. Alright, we'll take the 2% upgrade. %, magic find. That's respectable. That's why you're noticing so many yellow items drop. Okay, straight into the next area. So you know it can't zoom straight down back into where it was, so the only exits from this area are going to be the top left, the top right, or the bottom right. You could have had an exit straight there, so you could have just went out of town into here and then boom into Fire Oasis. So it's a longsword, low quality, so I think you can still cube that. I think that should still be fine. But you don't want to. There is a cube recipe to change an item to make it from low quality to just regular. However, that resets its item level to like 0 or 1 or something. So you do that and then it's not going to have a high enough level to roll the 4 sockets. But maybe you just want it to be a lower level, so you do that and then you can get the 3 sockets out of it. Like say you find like an elite base or something, yeah, elite base. It's low quality, and you want it to roll less sockets than it can, then it might be worthwhile to cube it to the lowest level first. Like, yeah, cube it so it becomes a regular item instead of low quality. Rune sword that can be used. We might be able to equip it. No, too high of a strength requirement. So that's the exceptional base for a longsword. Well, we don't need the Heroic Cube, so we can actually leave here. Beetle Burst. That's super unique, always dropping 2 items. Our Magic Find. Bump this up to rare. And gave us nothing of use. Actually, that's a lot of mana. 180 to 227. So almost 50 mana from that. That's actually pretty decent. But you started to notice me trying to kill stuff with bigger aura on. I think I actually prefer Paladin on or Hammerdin on controller compared to keyboard and mouse. So my attacks just weren't hitting them, so you have to move around and reposition. I keep forgetting, so I'm just going to change my mercenary over. Right, so we'll do a check. Right, his damage 330 to 608.
I bet. I'll put that to good use. I'll put that to good use.
Just waiting for him to start his Might Aura. He just doesn't want to start his Might Aura. What is it? 90%. Okay. What level is it? It's only level 6. And that's got 360, so yeah, it's what, that's 450% damage boost. Once he levels up to a much higher level, then he'll have a higher level Might Aura. And the mercenary can also take advantage of plus skills. So you give him a Law Helm, he's going to get +1 to Might Aura as well, +1 to his jab. And there he is. Alright, 704. So 380 to 704. So it was 330 to 660 before. if you, for your mercenary to have respectable damage, you want it to be around the 1,000, and we're only at the start of Nightmare and he's got 382 to 704, so that's actually half decent. It's getting respectable. Just let Hazim take care of our job. So this place is such, it's the worst place. Like, the hammers just aren't doing anything here. Come on, keep going. Oh, it's just not doing anything. The worst place. But, you know, they use the environment against you in here, then you go ahead and use the environment against the game, for especially against the ancients, and especially in hell. I feel like other ARPGs, you just don't really have that environment aspect to it. You just go in and you just smash as much button as you can to try kill everything, and you either die or you don't. In here you can be pretty strategic, move around, split people off, take them one by one or something, or you know, hide behind a wall. You've got those tactics that you can use. This is a strange level 3 map. If you want to get your mercenary next to you, go to town, go back.
Thanks.
There he is. That's also helpful for a necromancer with summons, or a druid with summons. I've never seen a level 3 map like this. Let's get some more mana.
Stay a while.
Get a mercenary next to us. 25 to life. 3 of these will be a 32, so it's not very efficient. I'll keep on to it for now. If we replace it with something better, then I'll get rid of it then. In the tunnels, you're normally fine if you're standing like this direction, like facing that kind of north. Otherwise, you pretty much just can't hit them. In hell, those flies, whatever they are, locust things. Yeah, those black locusts. They are immune to physicals, so your mercenary is useless against them. Get out of here. Such a relief once I finished that place. I just can't stand it. Like, I like that it's in the game and it provides you
Hello.
that different aesthetic, the different challenge. But God, it's a pain in the ass. Alright, let's try and get lucky with the straight left. In hell, this area is going to be very high in magic resistance. So this is where it starts to drop off in hell. So what you do is just run past them. Alright, so we've maxed out our two main skills that increases our damage. Now all we have left are just synergies. Blessed Aim or Vigor. We never use Blessed Aim, so you just chuck points into Vigor to run faster. And you can pause pumping your damage just to get some more survivability with Holy Shield. And Holy Shield mostly going for the block chance. You're not really too focused on the defense just because you're running around all the time, and as soon as you're running, your defense is 0. So defense is a pretty poor stat to worry about. If now I'm standing still, okay, I have some defense, but my defense is so low, they still have a 93% chance to hit me. Alright.
I'll put that to good use.
Alright, I'll pump up my defense a bit, and it went from 93 to 75. So, okay, the chance of them hitting me has reduced, you know, nearly 20%. That's significant, I guess, but it doesn't count if you're running. Dangerous. These do damage. They've also got a Might Aura. some more points into dexterity there just to get my block chance back up to around 50. To go for Holy Shield, that's three points. Like the damage we're doing is fine. Do I want a little bit faster run speed? Maybe. But we are going to start getting some more levels once we get later, and then by then we'll have some points to spare for it. Especially for the Isval quest as well. You do Isval get those two skill points. I feel like the ancient arcane sanctuary will be a pretty good spot for us to let our hammers go out and kill everything. There's no walls around us, so I might pump up the player count in there. And try and get a soul rune off the ghosts. Those ghosts have a much higher chance in dropping runes. And there's another spirit base. Yeah, they have a higher chance of dropping runes and mana potions, amulets, rings, and charms. So the Arcane Sanctuary becomes a pretty good spot to find some runes. There's also super chests in there. If it becomes a terror zone, then pretty much all of the high runes can drop in there. But I think low rune is the highest that will drop. Or maybe it's a burr rune or something. I can't remember off the top of my head. Talk to Drognan. And make our way. We'll get through here first, and then we'll pump up the player count. It was a nice open room for my hammers to fly.
This surely is the product of a twisted mind.
So we're looking for that soul rune. The one bad thing with the Arcane Sanctuary is because the ghosts fly. If they die and they're not over a platform, you just miss out on any drops that we're gonna do. Wow, I was just trying to kill with Figure Aura on, doing no damage. We're doing pretty good considering this is players 5. No, that's actually a lot of experience. So it's a pretty good spot if you wanted to boost your level a bit. Oh, what? I didn't get the bloody waypoint. So that 3-socket dimensional blade will be good for like a physical character, like a barbarian or something like that. You could probably make a rune wood out of it. You could at least make malice out of it.
I can't carry anymore.
So you could see there the ghost died
It's locked.
over the space and no items dropped.
I can't carry anymore. I can't carry anymore.
Very good experience
Good day.
for very minimal effort. I think it was a good choice to bump it up play count there. Hmm, 20 faster run walk. So now that's where it gets to
Good day.
be compelling. I'd prefer if it came with some resistance, but we'll take it for now. And considering we're like looking for bases, the drop in magic find isn't the worst. It's nice and quick though. That's 2 third rays. Be another Cathans.
Rest in peace, tortured souls.
Alright, so it's a star, so that one's straight up ahead.
I am overburdened. Impossible.
Thanks.
Might drop the player count back to 1 because these can be a bit cramped in here. Stopping to kill the ghosts because of the increased chance of rune drops.
Stay a while and listen.
We can go 2 perfect topaz in a helm for a real bump in magic find. Just on boss finds and stuff, but I think we don't really need the items at the moment. Thought I had a cold resist. Here we go.
There's nothing the right portion can't cure.
Give a couple to our mercenary.
Thanks. Thanks. Thanks.
We've got 85 cold res, so this should be walking in the park. It's barely doing any damage to us. Ooh. Did we get a Stone of Jordan? Most likely not. It's probably going to be Manal Till. Ravenfrost, wow. Okay. Not the class to get a Brain Frost, but it rolled pretty good as well. I think, what, 20 dex is max, and it's pretty decent. Just got the 40 to mana, and the dex is a shield block. What a... Look, I'm not complaining. A Ravenfrost is a Ravenfrost. So now I'm good to go and take on the Ubers. Just get some blood gloves, and we've got that can't be frozen. We can chuck on an Ancient's Pledge, pump up our resistances. We already have can't be frozen from our shield, but Ravenfrost is just a little different. The mana index is nice, plus 10%. The problem is our resistances are not the greatest. To 24, 9 and 18, it's so low. It does have cold absorb, so that counteracts the lack of resistance on that. We'll trial it out for a bit, but yeah, we're only using it for the dex and mana. Cold absorb. See how it goes. The alternative is this, what, 10 fire, 9 cold. So yeah, we didn't have much to begin with anyway. Stone of Jordan would have been epic. That's Act 2 done.
Good day. Welcome. Greetings.
So it's a battle scythe. So that's an exceptional. Fast attack speed, 25 to 63. I reckon that's worth it. This is just, oh, it's a partisan, but nothing useful on it. Poleaxe. So we'll take a little hit to the damage, but overall, because it's a lot faster in attack speed, its overall damage should be substantially higher. Right, let's go for a run. I'm gonna start working towards Holy Shield. I'm hoping that a Soul Rune drops soon.
something more valuable.
This could be a good place to pump up the player count. You got, like, this is a big open space. It's probably the other one, I can't remember. Uratha's. There we go. So I did say it had resistances. One of the speedrunning strats is like chucking a socket on this and then putting a rune in it just for so much resistance. 30 fire and 30 lightning is actually 60. Yeah. There you go.
Put that to good use.
Two most important resistances, fire and lightning. And that's just courtesy of running Magic Find. You know, 25 there, and then 25 on that, so running 50 at a minimum. It's a base for strength. It is slow though. Just got to remember to change that aura over so you're doing damage. So because this one's by the waypoint, this is the arachnid lair, this is not the one we're after. We're after the spider cavern.
It's locked. This is the one we're after, the spider cavern.
It's just dangerous in here, so just be careful.
Thanks.
Just gonna drop a safety town forward just in case. Yeah, extra strong and cursed. Yep. Mercenary did not like that.
Back it up. Stay a while and listen.
Decent for a physical character.
Hello.
I definitely would use that. Oh, Artisan's Crown. Let's just get it because it could come in handy. I could pop in 3 perfect topaz, or I can pop in 2 Rao runes and alt rune. You know, bump up my resistances. Just depending if I get unlucky with not getting a soul rune. Oh, wrong person. This run speed is just so nice from that helmet. So we're just risking it by not having our reses up. So maybe later on we might have to change it around. I'm not interested in that armor for its defense. I'm interested in it because it's gonna sell for some gold. It's just too heavy. There's just too much loss in stamina to use it. I'm just gonna run straight through the Great Marsh. Yep. Not gonna stick and fight anything. We've only got 9 lightning res, so if these dudes hit, it's gonna do a little bit of damage. Say if I was playing another class and that hit me, that would have been a higher percentage. It could be chucking me into faster hit recovery. So it can be very lethal because you just get locked in that spot. They keep just hitting you and you just can't get away. I'm gonna keep that for a lore helm. I feel a soul rune dropping any moment now, and even though it's superior and it costs more to repair, the bone helm just looks cooler, and that's what's important. Alright, that heraldic shield's gonna have 4 sockets on it, and it's gonna have about 26 resist all, so we can make a spirit shield. Oh well, I was close. I don't think I've got a second Hammerdin. It doesn't look like it. I've got a Thal rune. What about an Ort? Yeah, we've got the Ort. So we're just missing another Am. I thought I had 2. I've used 1 for that. using the other one. Oh yes, I cubed up the other shield. Okay. No base resistance on it, which is unfortunate, but the spirit shield is so powerful that I'll just have to deal with that.
Good evening.
The Paladin is the only one that gets access to 4 socket shields this early into the game, so you want to take advantage of that, and it just does make it so much easier to get through, because the next, like, 4 other classes, they have to use a monarch, and that's got 156 strength requirement. Now, to get 156 strength at, like, you know, level 60, when you can find one, even level 70, as a sorceress, you've got like no health left to play with. So while it is powerful and you get the plus to skill and faster cast rate and stuff, you take a huge hit to your health.
I can't carry anymore. This blade shall pierce the heart of evil. I am overburdened.
I think
I am overburdened.
I might want to go back. Or I might actually. I might go
I am overburdened.
do another session of Arcane Sanctuary. Pump it up to players 8. And try my luck at some runes in there. If not, maybe the Countess again. Because now we're after a couple. A soul rune. An am rune. The good news is there's no farming for gear in Hell. Basically, you do all of your preparation in Nightmare, and you just enter Hell and just destroy Hell, and then you're finished, and then you start searching for the end piece items after you've finished. Drop a portal just in case. The barbarian and sorceress just have it so easy. They can leap through that wall or teleport. We have to run around like plebs. Like, I really don't understand why they made it a maze. There's like nothing in here. It's just to slow down the game. Ugh. That was my fault. Misclicked that. I'm not opposed to upgrading Saigons.
Good to see you.
Greetings.
That's what that bloody terrible rings. This one's not too bad. It's like a poor man's major ring.
Now that... Hello.
Right, let's pump it up to players 8 and get some runes, hopefully. We'll actually play as 7. Maximum item drop. No difference in item drop from between players 7 and 8. Yeah, keep getting trolled with those if runes.
I can't carry anymore.
35 res. I'll hold on to those. No. So 75% is the maximum chance to block, so I'm fine with that. So everything into vitality. This shield has a much better chance of blocking, so if I do upgrade to the spirit shield, then I'm gonna lose a little bit. There's this whole room. See, I had a feeling. This is why this is a good place to farm for runes, because those ghosts just drop runes. Alright, so we want Ort, soul. 1 to all skill, 10 to energy, 30 lightning resist, damage reduced by 7, still good, underrated skill or ability, and 2 to mana after each kill. It's just perfect. It's a poor man's Shaco, like a Harlequin's quest, but it's just so good for Nightmare, so good for Hell. Oh, it's time to get some fire res now. Try for an M rune, shouldn't be as hard, but it gave us an extra skill point in Holy Shield as well, and so that maxed out our block chance. Our damage it's a decent bump in damage, like over 100. Damn it. And that's a 4-socket Paladin. Ah, damn it. You could use it for Hustle, but Hustle uses a co-rune, and that's just too rare to put in just an exceptional base. But, oh, he's not using anything that good anyway. Maybe I can make this L. Alright, let's make this with L S Malice. 33% enhanced damage, 9 max damage, 100% chance of open wounds. So it's pretty decent for normal, because Ith L Eth are just low runes. It's in a decent base. Would have been fine if it was a partisan. I mean an Eth partisan, but you know, we'll take it for now. I'm not going to use those anymore, I'll just pop them here. I'm not going to use that anymore, all that. I'll just finish this side off and I'll continue on. Not feeling the Hammerdin at the moment. Just put points into Vigor. Just get our damage up and we'll worry about Holy Shield later. There's another base up there, that's 4 sockets. So if I wanted, I can make another spirit sword, but the one we have is perfectly fine. Don't need that perfect 35% to hit that breakpoint, so no need to try for it. Alright, back to Act 3. I should probably drop the player's count. I'll be fine, but I just don't want to bother with the extra struggle for no reason. So these two huts, so where you've got this campfire, you got the hut to the left and the hut to the right. You've got 3 super chests here, so I'm gonna pop it up to the difficulty and see if I can get the rune I'm after. There we go. Normally these drop a little bit more, but anyway, I'm not complaining. Talfal Ortam. Talfal and Ort. Talfal Ort Ham. 28 faster cast rate, so it rolled pretty poor. No fire resist on this, so we're going to lose, like, what was it? 34 fire res, so that is a big downside. 6 magic absorb, so 92 mana. This just rolled terrible on all fronts, but it's got the 2 to all skill. I can change my 2 amulets over, or no longer need that. No longer need this because that covers it. I no longer need that. So let's put some better amulet and rings on. So fire res is at -10. We did find a amulet with fire res on it, 35. So that makes up for the loss. In the ring, what do we want? Fire and cold res. Or do we want the magic find? Where did that go? Magic damage and magic find. Yeah. I think in Act 5 or Act 4 I'll swap, get some more fire res. It's 25 is a little low. Yep, okay, I'm pretty happy with that. It's a big charm for 7 res, but I'll keep that. What's our faster cast rate? 86, so we're over the breakpoint. So 85 is the breakpoint. I'm pretty sure. Let's double check. 75 is the breakpoint. So we're over by 16. So, yeah. And that's just from these 3 items. I don't think I've got anything else. So yeah, those 3 items. Spirit, sword, shield, and stealth. And then plenty for that breakpoint. Okay. Max block's gone down a little bit. It's still maximum with the other shield, but this shield it's 10% lower. 65 is still fantastic though. Let's go plays count 1 just in case. And then this is lower chorus farming. People just spend all day just farming those super chests, trying to get burr runes so they can make their enigmas and their infinities. I have also been guilty of that. Our damage has gone up like another 300. Our mercenary is over 1,000 max damage, so he's also respectable now. So it's coming together. Obviously now that I made the shield, we're going to get another base that's going to have a lot more resistances on it, and we're not going to find an M rune. But it is what it is. We'll eventually find another M rune somewhere and then make that shield too. So I'm looking for the temple that's facing in that south direction. Oh, the Talrush's helm. Because we're running 40% MF. And this is a good helm for our mercenary, but he can't use it till 65. I think. And we're 49. 66 is required. So, for those who haven't seen it, 10 life leech, 10 mana leech. It's great for a mercenary, especially the life leech. 60 to life is huge, and 15 to all resistance. So it's just a great budget helm for a mercenary. And that's just gonna power my mercenary through hell. His weapon is also, I guess, a little bit viable for hell. It's not ideal, but it'll keep him going for a little bit. So his weapon has a 33% enhanced damage and +9 to max damage, whereas an insight is like 200% enhanced damage. And it's also got the skill to plus critical strike, so that deals like double damage when that procs. So it's a significant increase in damage. for just the soul rune, which we don't have, but we'll find another one. Yeah. So in hell, we probably would avoid this room because all of these people will be immune to magic. That would have been just like an instant death. Alright, next stop will be the sewers. Get the final body part. What's going on? Ah, damn it. So that chest indicates we're at the opposite end of where we need to be. We're not getting chased by those little things that explode when they die. They're really dangerous for a paladin, I believe. He died over the little canal things that didn't drop any items. Oh no, he died over here. Never mind, I lied. 2 for cold damage. Why are you so bad? Or resist 12. Lightning resist 25. Starting to get some better rolls on the amulets. Now, do I want or resist 12? It's pretty low though. 1224, so that's 48 to resistances on that. And then that's got the 35 to the specific resistance. Well, for this part right now, I want to keep the fire. And then the next act, probably the fire. Against Mephisto, probably the 12 amulet will be better. Can't be frozen. Sucked in, suckers. My mercenary is just gonna die here. I'm gonna die. They're doing alright for mana. I'd probably keep extra healing potions.
I am overburdened. The temple shall shine anew with the light. Impossible.
Get rid of our curse. Bash. Now, it's a lot bigger in here. A nightmare. The maps in normal are a lot smaller,
I need a key.
and in hell, these maps are just huge.
I am overburdened. I need a key.
Those little shits, man. I don't want to kill anything in here. I just really want to get out of here as soon as possible. I'm still pretty tanky that I can survive a few hits. Ooh. Yeah, I don't want to deal with you dudes. Jesus. Those must have been like extra strong fanaticism, or like that was a hit for so much. I wasn't lying about the map, bloody hell. My mercenary's done for now. He's not going to really provide much value until the next act. The exit should be around here somewhere. Yeah, here we go. At least it's close if I want to farm him on repeat. So it's a decent map for farming Mephisto. It does drop some pretty good items. Safety portal. Get rid of this council member because he'll heal Mephisto. Yeah, I don't really worry about resistances. I could change over my amulets and rings, but he's not doing any damage, and I'm just pumping him. Repeating crossbow. No, that's no good. That's just like got no damage on it. The one you're after, I think, is the demon crossbow. It's like this one's just not going to have any damage on it. Want Amazon skill 30. IAS piercing attack. It's not awful, but the use cases for it are pretty niche. This is only for the Amazon, basically. Wouldn't give it to anyone else. Maybe an Act 1 Merc. The Act 1 Fire Merc. This will bump up her fire thing. Pierce. Or even the Cold Merc. So, oh wait, they can't even use crossbows. So, it's just junk. Bunch of life on that, that's not bad. Resistances are terrible. But yeah, you saw how long it took to get from the waypoint to here. So I could just farm M1 repeat. Get some better items. But to be fair, we're crafting or we're making the rune words we want, so we don't really need. Let's get the book.
May the black book deliver us from evil.
So I can put now points into decks and bump up that chance to block. Keep it around the 75%.
I can't carry anymore.
Hail to you, champion.
I might pause the video here and keep Act 4 and 5 for the next part, and that way I can also incorporate preparation for Hell, get through some leveling and get ready for Hell, and then pump up Hell in another video. So hopefully you enjoyed this, and if you liked it, please like it, so I know that I'm doing something right. Comment, let me know what you, if you've got any questions, and please subscribe, it really does help out. So thanks a lot, and we'll see you in the next part.